Easy Tigers, so everyone's fine and dandy. Welcome back as always. Today we've got a very special episode where we deep dive into something that's very hard to wrap your head around. Very, very hard. I mean, a 20,000-year-old transformer. The guy had it carbon dated, and it turns out, or dated rather, and it turns out that this device is 20,000 years old. But what is a transformer? So before we have a look, it's ideal to educate people so they can understand what they're really looking at. Now, we're all fully aware that the ancients were using electrics and they had electrical components and bits like that. But this one is very special because this is actually a transformer found in Kosovo in the mountains. So, what is a transformer? Let's have a look. A transformer is a passive component that transfers electrical energy from one electrical circuit to another circuit, or multiple circuits. A varying current in any coil of the transformer produces a varying magnetic flux in the transformer's core, which induces a varying electromotive forces (EMF) across any other coils wound around the same core. Electrical energy can be transferred between separate coils without a metallic conductive connection between two circuits. Faraday's law of induction, discovered in 1831, describes this induced voltage effect in any coil due to the change in magnetic flux encircled by the coil. Transformers are used to change AC voltage levels. Such transformers are being termed step up or step down type to increase or decrease voltage level, respectively. Transformers can be also used to provide galvanic isolation between circuits as well as a coupled stage of signal processing circuits. Since the invention of the first constant potential transformers in 1885, transformers have become essential for the transmission, distribution and utilisation of alternating current electric power. A wide range of transformers designed is encountered in electronic and electric power applications. Transformers range in size from RF transformers, less than a cube centimetre in volume, to units weighing hundreds of tons used in interconnected power grids. So they were using electricity and transferring it and stepping up and reducing the voltage by having these components called transformers. So what in the world was going on 20,000 years ago? And this ties into my own research because I've come across numerous sites that have electrical features carved into the walls and things like that. So we're going to go through that. First of all, I'm going to go through an article and then I'm going to show you the evidence that I found in my research that backs up this stuff. In Kosovo, found a transformer that is 20,000 years old. On the territory of Kosovo, in the area of Shah Planina mountain ridge, which is Pecora Gora, photographer and researcher Ismet Smiley discovered a mysterious artifact that does not fit in the official history of the human civilization. It is a stone of unusual shape in which an electromagnetic coil is built, and the coil of copper wires is not simply inserted into the cut groove, but it makes up a hole with the stone, as if the stone was melted and then gave it necessary shape to create a transformer. Sounds to me like geopolymer. Ismet gave a sample of the stone for analysis, and it was found that this stone is not less than 20,000 years old. In addition to the stone, the coil with copper wires, the artifact contains an insulator whose composition differs from the surrounding material and having convex bands in the circle resembling a carving, and it is also fused into the stone. Like the coil itself, and on the other side of the stone, there are 4 symmetrically located openings, which most are likely representing holes for wires and collecting energy received from the transformer phase. This mysterious artifact from the depth of centuries can shed light on the origins of human civilization. Of course, it is officially explored by scientists who will confirm that the fact that this is an electrical transformer manufactured 20,000 years ago. Just do not really believe scientists will want to tell the truth about the mysterious find, and even more to tell about it to the whole world. Ismet says he has no plans to give the artefact to the scientists, and there is a higher probability that he will never see the artefact again, which makes sense. Nor will he read the results of these studies. Perhaps the person himself who made the sensational discovery suddenly falls ill or begins to cross the road to the red light. So, Mount Sharplanini is one of the largest mountain ranges located in the Balkans Peninsula. Its length is more than 200 kilometres, and this ridge in a certain sense unites Macedonia, Kosovo and Albania, as it passes all these territories at once. The name of the mountain is translated from Albania as Motley Mountain. The highest point in the Sharplanini mountain ranges are peaks Tivruk and Turchin, whose height exceeds 2,700 metres. At the base of the ridge are crystalline schists, limestone and dolomites, and well as karst landscapes and caves. It seems to me like it's a fabricated realm. And it seems that these fabricated realms go hand in hand with all the geopolymer and these electrical components that are abundant everywhere. The cave houses that I've been going in, there's chase marks in the wall for cables, there's chase marks in the wall for manifolds for heating and stuff like that, in my opinion. But I'm going to go through all the evidence and show you what's going on. And that's what the Brucey bonus is going to be all about. So let's have a Brucey and let me knock your socks off with me showing you what I found and how this links in with this 20,000-year-old transformer. So, like I've been saying for the last couple of years, broken record time, these places are old world structures. They've been buried, they've been hidden. They're made out of geopolymer. Another thing I've discovered is that on the inside, on the outside of them, they're smearing like concrete and stuff over it to make it look natural. But really they are buried structures, just like this, all over the world. It's the same old stuff, but I've been exposing it in England. This is what they look like. They turn them into tourist attractions, they block them up, they hide them, they do all sorts of stuff. But my point as I'm showing you this, these are all red sandstone. Now, why is that? That's what I want to know. Why were they using the red sandstone? Apart from Nottingham here, but why was they using the red sandstone? It don't make no sense to me. Well, it does in a way. Maybe it was conductive. Maybe the iron oxide made it conductive. But let's have a look. So, like I said, a buried structure. So if you look around the whole of Nottingham, it'll be multiple tourist attractions. And if you put a little map there, you can actually start pointing out the whole of the structure. But we're not going to worry about that. I just wanted to paint a picture for you so you know what I was up to. Now, this is in a place called Rota Rocks. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because when I was at the very top of this place, and we're already nearly 1,000 metres above sea level at this point as well, by the way. So, when you get to the very top of this structure, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. There was a point at the highest point, and it had a iron bar that had been chopped down, and it had been held into place by some sort of metal. So I guess they had to smelted the metal, put the bar in, and that would have collected energy from the ether. And these chase marks were, maybe they connected to a transformer, stepping up the power, or maybe they were stepping down the power. Did this connect to a transformer? I don't know. But my point is, I've just shown you that 20,000 years ago, they were using electric, and they were converting power from one circuit to another circuit, or they were reducing the power or increasing the power through these transformers. Now, when you get to the top of here, sorry, but I'm taking my time. I'm doing it one-handed, you see. I've got one hand, and then I've got a camera. But you can see all the chase marks. And then when you look round at the component itself, look how high I am. Boom. What is going on in there, eh? What is a guanin? So clearly that is what attracted the electrons out of the ether. And they got transferred down these little chase marks that you can see crystal clear now. And they must have either went directly into some sort of appliance or whatever they're using, or it might have gone to a transformer. I don't know, but what I do know is that these are chase marks for cables. Now, it don't have to be a cable with insulation around it. It could literally be a metal chain or a metal, or like a flimsy bit of metal, just to convey the electrons. But this is undeniable proof that this is a cross between the future and the Flintstones. Now, this is another site that I found, and I want to paint a picture for you now, because this is no more than a square block. I'm standing on top of it now. Look how thin and skinny and square this place is. Look, and it's just got mud on top of it. So I'm walking to one side to the other side, and directly underneath me is the structure. Just buried. It's just a square poking out the middle of nowhere. But you can see these holes here. Cables come out of here. 100% cables come out of it. These are not chase marks because you'd see the scratches like above here. And again, this component here, something went here, and you can see, look here, something specific went there. And here, something specific went here. Were these chase marks for cables or pipes or something? It's very phenomenal stuff. Very, very phenomenal stuff. So it seems like these places had or were using electric. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And another thing I noticed when I was in a place called Bridgenorth was that there was a humongous iron plate running through the whole of this structure. Now again, we're looking at a red sandstone structure. The external part of it has been removed and we're left with a bit of render up the wall. But look, you can see this plate running through the middle. Now if this wasn't man-made or a geopolymer, how the heck did that plate get inside of that? Sandwiched in between the sandstone. Now was this conveying the power? I don't know, you tell me. Now look in the background. What's this for? I've seen this now in 2 sites. There's one in a place called Samson, but I couldn't find the footage of it. And if you look down here on the bottom left hand one, you can see like these squares sometimes have got holes in the background, in the back of them. Now maybe something plugged into the wall, I'm not sure. Maybe something plugged into the wall and the wall had electrical properties. Because I don't understand why you're putting iron oxide inside this. Maybe it's for the chemical reaction, but look at this. What is going on here? Cables or what? Because when I look at this being a plumber, it tells me it looks like a manifold. You've got the flow and return coming in and out of some sort of box or boxing. Look at it. Look, this is where they come in, and this is where they get distributed along there. Now, I've found that feature twice. I found it here, and I found it at Samson Rocks, which is another cave complex. So, what is the coincidence? And again, you can see the hole there, and you can see chase mark coming down like there's a cable in the wall. I really don't understand what has been going on here. I really don't get it. But seeing that there was a transformer that was discovered and it has been dated 20,000 years ago and they were using electricity, it just makes me right in what I'm saying with this stuff. I mean, this might not be 20,000 years old, it might be older, it might be newer. But my point is, you have electrical features that have been chased or imprinted into the wall. But I digress. What do I know? I've only spent months, if not years, going in and out of these structures, hey? One more thing before I go. When I go to Malta, I have a friend out there who has been collecting an abundant amount of old world electrical batteries and things like that. So when I get back out there, we are going to be having a blast, no pun intended. And we're going to be putting together some of these electrical components, going through them, seeing how they work, and bits like that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share and all that jazz. It's been a pleasure showing you this 20,000-year-old transformer. Big up guys, one love. Ta-das. Ta-das.